get going. Hello everyone, welcome. This is the new Black Square Commander, which is coming out, I think, on Wednesday. This is a pre-release copy that I received for free to show off on the stream. So I think what we'll do is jump in it and show it off. Hello, Hinshaw. Lovely to see you. Do we have any chocks, pins, or covers installed? No, I think we're looking pretty good. Hello, YouTube friends. So here she is. We're going to fly this version today. This is the completely analog version with no GPS or anything like that. We'll navigate off VORs. We are VFR, but there's no reason why we can't use VORs to navigate still. Hello, RPG. The Beach 1900 Heck is the one for me, and the 690 Aero Commander. So those two will probably be my my most excited for ones. We're going to go fly from Antigua to, I think it's Guadeloupe, right? Going to go to Leçon, I think is how you say it. This is the airport that's got caution iguanas on the runway, I think. Yeah, possible presence of iguanas and goats, so we got to be very careful of that. The CTAF is in French only, unfortunately, so we might just maintain a listening watch and have a think and have a listen. Beautiful approach for runway 09. I hope the wind is easterly. It is from 12 miles away. Beautiful approach coming in over 09, over the city and everything there. So that's what we're going to do. We're here in Antigua, St. John's. We're going to start up here. I think it's going to be runway 7 for us. Yeah, 0809 1015. A little bit of varying wind, nothing too much to worry about. We'll depart, probably make a right crosswind departure, pick up the VOR outbound, or even the VOR inbound if we pick up the other one, and then sort of cruise across the passage here, and then end up at the other end. As I said, we're all going to be using the analog gauges today, no GPS. Should be a little bit of fun. We'll touch a little bit on some of the new gaugery, but nothing too crazy. Okay, so first and foremost, I think what we'll do is just check and make sure everything's set through here. That's all looking fine for now. It's just going to be me in the plane today. And we'll take full fuel. Cool. All right. So that's looking fine. CG's within limits. Full fuel. I'll call the weight and balance fine as well. Engine condition is all looking good. Yeah, that's all fine. It's a bit bloody warm in here, so we do want to kind of get things going here and get a little bit of airflow in the cabin. What we might even do is open the door up. It's not releasing until Wednesday, Vinyl Rabbit. Put the key in the ignition. We're just going to do a quick flow of the plane and then check it out. All right, so fuel is in both. We can do left, right, or if you push the tab down, you can go to off. So select that for both. Trim is neutral. The wheel is working. We're full fine. Cut off and idle. Cow flaps are open. Parking brake set. Alternate static is in the normal position. Rudder trim's neutral. Temps and pressures are all looking good. Good night, AVM Air. Thanks for the discussion, and have a nice sleep. Hope you have a marvelous rest. Hey, Red Baron. Oh, it's I think they said Wednesday for the release, so not long to wait now. Pitch trim's off. Battery and alternators are both off. I'm just going to set that storm scope to off and range to 100. Looking at the general condition of all the instrumentation here, I think it was 1015. 1015. And that translates to 30 something in inches of mercury, so we can actually also set that. here on the autopilot barrow panel. Now, I did plan for 7.5, but with the cloud, I'm not sure what we'll get. So we'll just sort of play it by ear. But we will set 7.5 on the altitude select. And set a positive rate of climb on the VS. Breakers are all in. This is all looking good. Happy days. Set this to something reasonable. All looking good. Test the CO guard. And it should flash. There it goes. Not using the ADF today, but you can if you so desire. So we'll just turn it off. Oops. We will use DME. I think what we'll do is tune up the DME at the other end, which is 1129. Oops. We've got 3 scales, or 2 scales off 35 miles, 100 miles, and then knots. So that'll show your knots to the station. This is all fine. This is all good. No breakers have popped. Avionics master is off and all the vents are closed. So that's pretty much us done. We've done the check outside. There's nothing too weird going on there. So that's fine. We can turn the battery on. Nav lights and anti-collision lights. Alternate air is in and gear is down, which we should have checked before we turned the battery on, but that's fine. Alright, so for the prime, we're going to go full rich, full fine, and throttle full. Run the pump until we get 5 gallons on the fuel flow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close the door up. Latch the door up. And clear. Okay, we've got RPM. We've got oil pressure. Suction. And everything's coming online there. Yeah, it is modern. 2 USB ports. We're sorted. Helipilot, indeed. I love New Plane Day. New Plane Day is one of my absolute favorite days. Alright, let's bring the alternator online. It's looking good. It's all fine for us now. Avionics master. And we'll just do another little flow and check here. Alright, everything's booting up. Pitch trim's off for the time being, which is giving us that fail warning there. If you turn it on, it'll disappear, but then pitch trim off, fail and trim enunciations. Storm scope. And it needs to be in the 100-mile ring there to do the test. And it should show up about 40 miles, and then you can clear it. Cool. Everything else, looking just for the general conditions of the gauges. Suction's good. How are we looking? 06, 065, 066. About 066 there as well, so that's looking happy days. Altimetry set. We're not receiving any VOR signals yet, so we'll do that here in a second. Nav mode. GPS and nav 1. Leg modes. Alright, cool. These radios are a little bit fun because you get to tune megahertz and kilohertz independently, and it's also got a 25 hertz spacing as well. Oops. Alright, so we want Our first VOR is 1145. Oops. So to swap between nav and com, you go NC, nav, and then com. That's 1145. And looks like we're picking it up there, which is good. And then our second one was 1129, which is at the other end. So 1129, and then we'll actually, oops, put that in first here. 1129, cool. This is all looking fine, nothing too crazy going on here. And that's looking good. Temps are coming up, pressure's holding. We did dip the tanks before, but indicators are showing what we expect to see as well. So basically what we're going to do now is taxi out, do a run up, and then go from there. Now I don't know if they use CTAF on VATSIM in this part of the world. I guess we'll find out. It's 1182. So these radios will take a little bit of getting used to. But I really enjoy it. I think it's a nice, it's nice to have a new type of avionics interface within the sim. I think it really adds a lot to the experience, and it's kind of quirky in its own regard. Right, so we're pretty much ready for a little bit of a run up here. So what we'll do is we'll taxi out via the apron here, Alpha. There's a little run-up bay here, I think, or a little area that we can conduct the run-ups, and then we'll just depart from Alpha there for a right crosswind departure. Let's go. Needs a little bit of oomph to get going, but once you roll in, you're pretty much set. Test the brakes. Do a little instrumentation check with a right turn, all left, numbers increasing, numbers increasing. Go on a little bit of a straightaway here. Left turn, ball right, numbers decreasing, numbers decreasing. Hello, D-Wolf. It is sexy, isn't it? So we'll get to the run-up bay and set up all our radios and stuff there, and we'll just touch on some of the radio stuff once we're there. I love the nose wheel shimmy. When I flew this the other day, it was a really, really nice little effect. I was like, hey, that's cool. St. John's traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo is a commander taxiing runway 07, departure to the south. St. John's. Oh, there's someone behind us as well. It's Bloomsy. Inshore, thank you very much for the 35 months and subscribing 3 months in advance. Really appreciate it. Thank you. So this this unit here, or this display here, has actually got quite a cool couple of features. It's got a OBS mode, which is what we're in at the moment. It's also got a track mode where it'll show the track to or from the station. So we can actually set this at the moment, the course that we want, either in from mode, F, or to mode. Oops, that's track mode. To mode, or from, with the reciprocal button there, so you don't have to scroll it all the way around. It's not exactly a to to from mode as such, but it's the reciprocal mode, so it'll just it'll switch it to the reciprocal course that you've got dialed up. because as you spin the OBS, it'll switch from to to from anyway, as you can see there. And that's showing deviation either side. Yeah, it's basically a poor man's RMI, which is really, really useful. A little bit of bump on the scenery here. Whoa. How's the temperature going? Cooling off a little bit. So what we can do, we can put it into track mode, and that's going to always show centered, and then it's going to show the course from the station in this case, or the course to the station. So 213 to the station, 032 from the station. The VOR is out there somewhere. So it's always going to show the centered CDI. The course is changing quickly because we're pretty close to it. But we'll set that all up here in a second. I'm just going to spin it around here, and we're going to do a run up. 8 digi. So it doesn't have any, from what I could tell on the autopilot, it doesn't have any vertical modes except vertical speed. So you're going to fly an ILS. You're going to do it by hand. From what I can tell, I haven't figured it out yet. I've actually not tried to do an approach with autopilot yet. All right, so we're here in the run-up bay. Looks like we got some traffic as well. Temps and pressures are looking fine. Oil temps a little bit on the cool side, so that'll come up here in a sec. So what we'll do while that's happening is I'm gonna go full flaps. I love seeing the indicator sort of like stick a little bit. It's not perfect. That's a really, really cool feature. Looks good on the right, looks good on the left. So next thing, we'll check the flight controls. It's looking good. Okay, and the temp should be fine for a run-up now. So what we'll do is verify the brake is set, which it is. Close the window up. No one really behind us except for these people. They might get a little bit of prop wash, but I'm sure they'll survive. At 100 drop, recovered. At 100 drop, recovered. Drop an RPM, rise in manifold. Oop, that was a bit much. Drop an RPM, rise in manifold, and then oil pressure, fluctuation. Nothing on the cowling, no oil spurted out or anything like that. Suction is good. And let's try an idle. So I've actually made a pretty, not the end of the world mistake, but I actually did make a mistake then. Didn't go full rich for the run up, which you should do if you're at sea level. All right, we're idling at about 600s. It's not conking out, and our standby vacuum check. It's fine for us. That all actuates as well. Back to 1,000. We can re-lean it again. All right, cool. So now that's done, we can do pitch trim on, autopilot ready, lights good. Heading select, you should hear things going off. Heading left, steering left, heading right, steering right, centered, disconnect, reset trims. Trims are still looking good for us. We'll do flaps 10 for departure, and we'll just do one final little look of everything through here. This is all looking good. All right, we need to set up our VORs. So we are flying VFR, but we can still navigate using these VORs. We're going to be 179 for 54 miles. So we'll do 179. And then this DME will come good once we pick it up at the other end. So I'm going to call that all pretty happy days. We've got the autopilot baro checked, the altitude checked, and we've got positive vertical speed. So white number means positive, and then that's a dive. Climb and then dive. So we'll reset that to about 1,000. Radios, we should set the... should listen to guard because we're reasonable pilots, or at least I try to be. And this is all looking fairly goodly. Nothing's popped. Flaps are 10 and indicating. Nothing's popped. We'll just set everything up for a departure and go for it. Runway 7, so there's the runway track. Double check that we are where we need to be. So what's that? 140, 150, 141, 150, 141. So let's go for gold. Everyone ready? So for the departure, we got a couple of things. Pump, lights, strobe, fixture, altitude reporting, and we are looking pretty good. St. John traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo, Commander departing runway 07, right crosswind departure on climb 7,500. St. John. Okay, we're clear on the right, clear center, clear left, and we're coming left. Alright, runway 7 looks pretty good to me. Go for it. RPM set and static. T's and P's are in the green. Speed's alive and rising. Let's go. Right rudder. I don't think I'm going to land anywhere. Gear up. 400 for 500. Clear left, center, right. Coming right. Once we get the rollout here, I'll grab the flaps. Looks like we're picking up the VOR from the other end. And roll wings level. Flaps up. And climb power 25 square. We might actually be at 1,000 for a bit with this cloud base, so let's just have a look here. After takeoff, landing light can come off. We're going to turn off the fuel pump, hover hand over it in case we lose the engine for whatever reason. But that looks fine. And that's pretty much us. So now we're just going to cruise along this way for a bit. We'll pass perpendicular to the VOR in a sec. So we should see some instrumentation things going on here. So we're currently 179 and from. Got a little bit of wind drifting across. Tidy up our bug a little bit. I'll admit, I don't feel all that comfortable going across this much water at 1,000 feet in a single engine piston. However, cloud base is not really going to let me cooperate all that much. We could go for that little gap there, but I don't particularly want to get above the cloud if I don't know what the weather's like at the other end. Now, we did check the weather, but whether or not that's what Microsoft is reporting is another story. You at 41, scattered 49, and then there's the tempo as well, so temporary deterioration, 3,500 meters, showers of rain, and some CVs and towering cumulus. Alright, so it looks like we're tracking away from the station now. You can see the deviation coming in, so that's CDI centered, or OBS centered. CDI, I think you would still call it. So we'll turn on to course there. So now we turn left. Since we're pretty close to the station, it should give us steer right in a second. There it goes. There you go. 2 dots. And we'll just do a little shallow intercept here. Alright, do you reckon we'll get 1,500? I'm not quite certain. We are still in climb power, so we are kind of hooning along. There's CDI centered, so I might just swing back around. Not quite sure we'll get 1500 out of her. That might be ambitious. But hey, let's try it. Alright, let's level off. Alright, we've got steer left. Alright, let's get some help from our friends. I would like some altitude, please. And some heading, please. And there you have it. What do we got? 24, 23. Our flaps closed. And there you have it. There's no way I'm going to be holding the rudder in the entire flight, so we're just going to do some trim. Fly coordinated, we'll get better speed, and it'll be more comfortable. Alright, so let's look at these indications. What have we got? Steer left. Couple of degrees left. You'll see we're paralleling track to the right. So that's why we're getting that steer left command. So a little bit of an adjustment to the heading. And get that back into the green now. Happy days. Are you all having fun, hopefully? Oops. Oh, there's our swing. So it's still a little bit umming and ahhing out over the all over the shop. We're pretty low, and I think there's also a little bit of stuff in between us and where we're going. So basically, we're just going to track this for a little bit. That's that big mountain out there. We're basically just going to track this way, fly over the top of this airport here, and then come into Guadeloupe and do that. Go into Lesson. So we're slowly picking up that track again here. Ever so slowly. Still a little bit warm in the back, but it's cooling down a little bit with that vent open. See, that closes the vent. You can actually hear the difference as well. Ram air vents there, and then that's the valve for it. Indeed. Indeed they did. Which is very, very, very cool. Alright, I'm just going to leave you for a second or two. I'm going to quickly grab a cup of coffee. You guys have control. Just, if there's any splutters or anything in the engine, please yell really, really loudly, and I'll be back in just a second. Any changes? Or a dolphin, very nice. Very good. Rightio, so we're sort of tracking somewhat to the station here. We've got we're centered here, so we're sort of tracking to the station. What do we got here? About 20, 25, 26 miles? 26 miles to go. And we're doing 130 knots. Oh, hello, John Fly. You legend. How are you? Great to see you. Black Square make great GA aeroplanes. Great to see you. Hope you're doing exceptionally well. We're just cruising off down to Guadeloupe. We've got a nice placard here for limitations here. 130 knots calibrated airspeed for the gear. 20 degrees of flaps, 150 knots calibrated airspeed. So we're banging along at about 130. So that inside scale is miles an hour. This scale here is indicated. And then we've also got a TAS scale, which you can use with pressure, altitude, and temperature. Indeed. This thing's a really cool plane. My only gripe with it is it's single engine and it's slow, but it's a really cool plane from a simulation standpoint, and I think it's quite sleek looking as well. Now I'll switch once we get closer, MJ. I was just waiting for it to be a little bit more reliable because it's kind of still a bit wishy-washy. So I was just waiting for it to harden up a little bit. I haven't even leaned to the thing, but you could if you want. So what we'll do actually, why don't we do that? Let's do... what's our VOR? 1129? 1129, let's do a flip-flop. Put it into track mode. 178 to the station. Nav. So now in theory should be tracking. Then from there, we'll fly over, probably fly around a bit, and then runway 29. All right, what's this place? Guadeloupe. $18.4. And then Lesson is 1235. At least the weather's clearing up a little bit. Unfortunately, the weather didn't really permit us to climb much higher. Otherwise, we would have been able to do a little bit of a VFR descent and a little bit of a cruise, and then some descent planning and stuff like that. So Hello, Golfs. Yeah, that 220's got me interested as well, John. This thing is awesome as well. Alright, what's the, do we have an altimeter setting for here? 1015, it's the same. The look of the plane is even growing on me as well. A little bit. Alright, fuel is fine. We're all looking pretty good. I wouldn't go that far, MJ. Wouldn't go that far. We'll take it for a little bit of a hand fly. I think once we get up and above Guadeloupe here, I think what we might do is go for a little bit of a hand fly and sort of track around this way to the west, and then head down to Lisson from there. Yeah, I think there's enough space for golf and golf activities in the back here. I think there's tons of space for golf clubs here. If they weigh less than 200 pounds. I think you'll be sorted. Just put the hat up here. And this is a really cool flight, if I do say so myself. Indeed, Sergeant. Well, what's 200 pounds? It's like 90 kilos, maybe 90 kilos. So I don't know how much golf clubs weigh. I'm not a golfer. Was just me taking a little sneaky screenshot. Having a little Kodak moment. Right, should we go for a little bit of a hand fly? Let's go for a little bit of a hand fly. Guadeloupe traffic, Commander 1 Delta Bravo is about 10 miles to the north, 1,500, tracking overhead, thence southwestbound, 1,500, Guadeloupe. Oh wait a minute, I think I said that on the wrong frequency. Oops. Bad pilot is very, very bad. Yeah, 18.4. I said that on the song. Yeah, we're about 5 miles. Guadeloupe traffic, Commander 1 Delta Bravo is about 5 miles north, 1,500, overflying the field, thence southwest bound, 1,500, Guadeloupe. There's the airport. There's downtown, I suppose. And we'll sort of track around to the west there and then go down that way. And then I think our airport's out here somewhere. Hey, Brad gifting a sub to John. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Thanks for coming. I'm enjoying the stream as well. Thank you everyone for all the bits and the subs today. It does help me out immensely. I really, really appreciate the support. Of course, thank you everyone for coming to the stream and hanging out and listening to me talk rubbish while flying some planes on the interwebs. It is very much appreciated. Alright, so Guadeloupe, BOR, what, 201 for 24 miles. So what we'll do is go take it out of track mode, back to OBS mode, 201, and as we pass a beam it should go to and from as we sort of trundle on down this way. We should also see to and from on this one, as it's also tuned up on the same VOR. Although it'll probably change at a different flag because we've got something different. Change at a different time because we've got to set it up on. We've got it set up on 2 different courses. There's to from, to from. We've just passed a beam anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So now we follow this for 21 miles. Well, we don't follow it for 21 miles, but in theory, once we're CDI centered and at 21 miles, or 24 miles or whatever it was, we should be overhead the field. But we're just going to follow the coast down and then enter a left base for 09 at the other end. Gonna get a little bit of help from the autopilot again. Just because I want to have a sip of my my coffee. Actually, you know what? No, I won't cheat. Do it this way. It is kind of nice, isn't it? It's very civilized. Very civilized indeed. This is such a cool part of the world to fly in. Really, really interesting. Lots of little island hops that you can do. Lots of cool places to fly in and out of with interesting weather. And lots of nice sceneries as well. I think we had some folks flying along as well. I think we had a Blooms flying along somewhere. And we also had another friend as well that I saw on VATSIM. Alright, so for our arrival into Lesson, what have we got? Lots of worries about the wind. Coconut trees. Presence of a house. Okay. Birds in vicinity. Possible presence of iguanas and goats on the runway strip. Okay. All right. A little bit higher than I would like. Temps and pressures all holding. Fuel's holding. That, I think, is our island out there, by the way. So we're going to fly towards that big little melted mountain type looking thing there. Basically, we're going to overfly the city and then make a big old left base. And the airport sits, I think, either just past this little area here. But we'll also start slowing down here in a little bit. Tent caterpillars. Clear direct left to the iguana. Which one? Report the iguana in sight. And this is actually stunning. How's our DME looking? Yeah, okay, we got about 10 miles to go. That's pretty good. So we're showing a fairly substantial deflection here from the course that we've tuned, 201. Although it is slowly starting to come in ever so slightly. I don't remember which island it is. I think it's this one. I mean, we have the technology. Let's have a look. Alright, so what are we looking at? We've got island to the right, little island in front of us, island to the left. Island to the right, island to the left, little island. So it's this one. It's this one here. Okay. Since we have the... I can't quite tell if that cloud is... Yeah, I was going to climb, maybe... I might just climb a little bit. Just the tiniest bit. Rayburn, thank you so much for the tier 3 resub for 50 months. Holy Toledo. Thank you so much.
Hey, go ahead, laugh it up.
Exclamation mark night shift wow 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 50 months. G'day handsome, here's to another 50 Conti Wombat Conti Pog underscore SG Conti salute less than 3.
Thank you, sir. Thing Beyond the Wall, thank you so much for the 11 months.
What's up? I'm here for the 5090 giveaway tonight.
Unfortunately, no 5090 giveaway today, I'm afraid. But thank you so much. Thank you everyone for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. Did anyone hear a little hiccup then? Chernobyl, good day. How do you do? Alright, I'm just gonna cruise around here for a second. Oh, that's okay, Rayburn. If you're around later in the week, let me know, and if you want to do some flying, we'll organise something. Nice to see you, Chernobyl. Hope you're doing well. For a hand flying here. Got back from IRL flying, heck yeah. Alright, so that's the city. And the airport, I think, is down here. I think that's the airport there. So we fly over the city and then land there. Alright, let's head on down. Town, commune, township, whatever you'd like to call it. So I did give myself a little bit more altitude here, just because I wanted a little bit more for the runway, sorry, for the water crossing while we had the cloud base to allow it. So, yeah, there she is there. Alright, flaps 10. And gear was 153, right? 130, excuse me. Apparently the CTAF here is French only. Assault traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo, left base 07, assault. I unfortunately don't know how to say that in French, so we're just gonna have to make it up. Alright, rich. Fine. 3 greens. Let's start our approach. Okay, brakes, undercarriage, mixture, fuel, instruments, switches, hatches and harnesses secure. Keep it coming down. I might just get rid of that bit of trim that I put in. Right, I got it. You can't take off this direction. You can, I mean, you do take off this direction, you can't take off the other way. Trim, 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 trim. Didn't like my approach. Loaded too far. Didn't particularly care for the, didn't particularly care for that. Hello, McMancer, howdy. LaSalle traffic, November 1 Delta Bravo, going around for a left downwind runway 07 LaSalle. Let's try that again. It's 1,000 feet. I'm having a lot of fun, Chernobyl. This is TFFS. Tango Foxtrot. I think it's Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot Sierra. There's some great videos of people doing this approach in the real world. It's really interesting. Little fort on top of the hill there. Sorry, Slabadanks. There's some really great add-ons for this sim. It is a little bit St. Barty's. Sort of reminds me of Kaitak a little bit as well, because you gotta hook it around. Rich, fine, 3 greens. They are indeed doing a twin commander as well. Yep. They are indeed. Aero commander and twin commander. A yoke will help. There you go. They are good fixins. They are. Yeah, they're loud. All right, keep it coming down. Keep it coming. I think our airspeed was pretty comfortable. I felt really nice on the approach. I just didn't land quick enough. The reason that we went around is I didn't really feel like floating halfway down the runway. You lose an engine here, you're cooked. Better. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Hopefully there's a pub nearby. You're a good man, Brad. All right. Oh, that is not what I meant to hit. Thank goodness for squat switches. All right, cool. So, quick little check of everything here. Do a little after landing flow. Flow. Should have done that first. Good, okay. And then do a quick mag check. They have it. Welcome to Le Son, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. That was the Black Square 114 Commander.